We've spent all this time discussing your work as an author, but the word adventurer is prominently featured in your job titles. And most notably, you spent 33 days in the Arctic. What was that like in relation to your goal to expand your human potential?
Oh, well, because of my work as a journalist, I'd been interested in this concept of, what has living in all the comfort that we live in today, what has that done to us as human beings? Because you have to understand that humans evolved in environments that were uncomfortable. They were harsh. That was a great teacher for us. And we now live in a world where, I think things are much more comfortable. For example, we live at 72 degrees. If you want food, you no longer have to physically work for it. You can literally just click an app and food will arrive at your front door. We spend 93% of our time indoors. We're not outside as much. As I said earlier, we're not bored as often. There's just all these forms of discomfort that we've woven out of our life. And these are things that seem to be good for us. And so I went up to the Arctic for 33 days to really experience that and embed myself in that, because I do think that as a journalist, like, look, I have an academic background. I have a background in journalism. I've read a million studies. I've talked to a million experts, but I can tell you, you cannot fully understand something until you actually experience it yourself. And I think that generally that trend is losing steam among journalists. It's very easy to sit behind a screen and report and try and get your story that way. But in doing that, you miss this sort of deeper truths and elements to the story that you're writing about. And so for me, the adventurer part and spending that 33 days in the Arctic was so I could really experience these discomforts that I'm writing about. Talk about, well, what does that actually feel like? What would it have done for us as human beings? And also learn things that I never would have thought of. So for example, I got up, I knew that by going and spending 33 days in the Arctic, like, I'm going to be cold. I'm probably going to be moving around a lot more. I'm probably going to be hungry because we're not bringing in that much food. But for example, I had no idea how silent it would be up there. And it turns out that like humans have increased the world's loudness fourfold. And this has affected our health, our psychology, our thinking. And it left me with these really important lessons about the value of silence for productivity, for mental health, for all these different things. So I've really continued that trend. All of my books, I'm traveling, I'm meeting people in person. I'm trying to have experiences that I think can inform me so I can better inform my readers.